So we have a lot to go over in this video, guys, so get ready for a jam-packed video. We're going to go over earnings. We're going to break down why the stock market is going crazy right now. All the indexes are up. We have the VIX down. We're also going to break down a bunch of stocks, charts, all that good stuff. But before we do that, today is the last day to get your free money for Moomoo. Link down below. Fund your account with at least $100. You get a free share of C3AI stock right off the bat, and you get 5 more stocks, each up to $2,000. And fund your account with at least $1,000 on top of those 6 stocks you already got. You get 10 more stocks, totaling 16 stocks. And fund your account with at least $5,000 on top of the 16 stocks you already got. Listen to this, guys. You get another free share of either Tesla stock or Google, guaranteed. And again, guys, today, June 30th, is the last day, so use that link down below. And of course, that is an affiliate link. I appreciate you guys as always. And with that being said, cheers. Let's dive right into the video. So check it out. It's currently about 11:45 a.m. and like I said, guys, all the indexes right now are doing very well, with the NASDAQ leading the way up 1.3%. We have the S&P up almost 1% as the Dow's up 0.6%, and we have the Russell up about 0.5% as the VIX is down almost 4%. And you guys can see clearly SPY is continuing the uptrend here on the 4-hour chart. We pulled back a little bit, saw a bit of a healthy pullback from 444 down to about, where was that, 431. That was about a 3-ish% pullback, and lo and behold, guys, and mind you, we talked about this, did we not? Not to toot my own horn, but lo and behold, now we're bouncing, and we're pretty much right back near the highs from the middle of this month, being about 2 weeks ago, in the mid 440s. And in my opinion, by the looks of it, guys, this is setting up for a breakout. And let me see what Triple Q is looking like, which of course is the NASDAQ 100. You guys know. Then we'll talk about the PCE data that just came out. We'll talk a little bit about student loan forgiveness and some stocks, earnings, all that good stuff. So make sure you guys, stick on throughout this video. And cheers, by the way. I appreciate you all for tuning in as always. So Triple Q now is fully breaking out as well. We're above the moving averages on the 4-hour chart, and now it's at what? 368. We're about $4-ish away from the highs. So we're right there, guys. We're a stone's throw away. And like I said, with SPY, I would not be surprised if Triple Q also, took those highs out. Maybe not today, but at some point next week, guys, that would not surprise me at all whatsoever. And like I said, the Dow's crushing it as well. It's up about 0.6%, 200 points for the Dow, and now it's approaching a big level of resistance. Like we've talked about, the mid 34s, big sticking point for the bulls. And the Russell is also making a move as well. And funny enough, this is also at a resistance at about 1,900 points. So, so if that level breaks, expect more upside, at least in my opinion. I'm not saying that's guaranteed, but in my eyes, guys, the way I'm looking at it, the way I'm seeing it, 1,900, that breaks, more upside in the Russell, in my opinion. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And let me quickly go over here to Forex Factory and see what's going on with the CP, or not the CPI. What the heck am I saying, guys? The PCE, which a lot of people were looking at today. We got the core PC price index month-over-month number. Let me actually make my face a little bit smaller. There we go, guys. And if you didn't know, this measures the change in the price of goods and services purchased by consumers, excluding food and energy, just like core CPI excludes food and energy, right? So when you see core, think of, okay, excluding food and energy, right? And coming down here, this is released monthly, about 30 days after the month ends, all right? And this differs from core CPI, listen to this, guys, in that it only measures goods and services targeted towards and consumed by individuals. Prices are weighted according to total expenditure per item, which gives important insights into consumer spending behavior. And CPI is released about 10 days earlier and tends to garner most of the attention, which makes sense. Kind of like with the GDP number, there's 3 releases, with the final one, the last release, being the one that gets, the least attention. That kind of makes sense. That's kind of how, it goes, guys. And yeah, the stock market's been exploding ever since the CPI number came out, and now we got the PCE number, and man, this thing just keeps ongoing like crazy in terms of the stock market, right? And let me see what the actual number was. So it came in at 0.3%, which I believe that's right with the estimate. Yeah, and previously it was 0.4%. So not a crazy drop, but it is a drop, guys, and that's a good sign. We do want to see that come down. And let me see, what else did we get? We got the GDP in Canada. We're not going to get into that, excuse me, in this video. Let's see. Actually, the GDP in Canada for the month looks like it's flat. Ooh, if it goes red, that's going to be rough there for Canada. Let me see. If we come up, yesterday, I believe we got the unemployment claims, right? Let me see what those came in at. I forgot to even look at that myself. Unemployment claims came in at, where the heck is it, guys? 239,000. It looks like that's less than last week's 265,000, but still above 200,000. Not the best. But you guys know the economy right now is looking pretty good. We actually got the final GDP number yesterday as well, and you can see right here that came in at 2%, well above the 1.4 forecast and the previous 1.3%. That's actually really good, and that's probably another reason why the markets are running right now. And we also got student loan forgiveness. Well, that got rejected, guys. Are you surprised? I'm not surprised. Nobody out there should be surprised. We should all know that was a political game there by Biden, and it was right before the midterms, was it not? Is that not what happened, guys? We got the midterms, or we had the midterms coming up, then Biden was like, oh, I'm going to cancel student loans, right? And lo and behold, it didn't happen. And are you surprised? I am not freaking surprised. You guys probably know how politics work, right? It's a lot of dirty business on both sides, and they're just playing the game. They're playing they're playing essentially the voters in a way, right? They're telling them what they want to hear. Then, a year goes by, however long it's been, and it doesn't go through. But he got a lot of votes from that, let's be honest, but we're not going to get into that in this video. It was pretty genius on Biden's part, right, for the midterms to do that right before. Definitely win over a bunch of voters. And the votes, I mean, he did pretty well, right? And now it's not happening, which it sucks for those people that, wanted to get their student loans forgiven. No doubt it kind of sucks for them, but in a way, it's also a good thing because it's not going to cause more inflation. Who's going to end up paying for all those student loans, guys? It's going to hit somebody. Somebody's got to pay it, right? It's going to be the American taxpayer at the end of the day. And I guess that's a good thing. You could look at it from both sides of the coin, and a lot of people are like, oh, you took out the student loans, you should pay them, which makes sense. But the other arguments like, well, student loan prices are so high these days. The colleges, the banks, they're ripping everybody off. We should get some money off. And I get both sides of the argument, but we're not going to get into that in this video. But just know, I mean, come on, it's politics, guys. Dirty freaking business. They're just trying to win your votes over. They won the votes over, and now, boom, they're not going through with it. Which, I mean, what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Feel free to hit that like button as well while you're at it. And let's quickly look at some earnings here that recently came out over the past couple of days. We had some big companies report. The first two really are the most notable that we're going to talk about right now, guys. Nike's number one, ticker symbol NKE, which you guys can see Nike is currently down 2.4% right now. And if we zoom in a little bit, it's right around $110 per share. And you guys can see it's actually holding a pretty big level of support that we've held over the past couple of days, 108, 109, 110, which is very good here for the bulls in the short term. But what's not good is the fact that it's down over 2% in the midst of an overall green day. So let me actually pull up and see what they did. They reported earnings yesterday, I believe. Yeah, on Thursday. And it looks like here they missed on EPS. Yeah, that's all right, guys. They did 66 cents. I was reading this last night versus 67 cents expected. And sales came in at $12.82 billion versus $12.59 billion expected. So they missed EPS, but they did beat on revenue. And let me see here, coming up here, China sales. I'm not seeing anything on China sales. Anything on revenue? It looks like here Europe, Middle East, and Africa revenue up 3%. Not bad. Asia Pacific and Latin America revenue up 1%. North America revenue up 5%. Greater China revenue at $1.81 billion. Not sure if that's up. Actually, no, it's up 16%. Oh, wow. So Greater China revenue, guys, is doing very well. At some point, wasn't that declining for a good little bit there? Not that long, but it looks like China, guys, the economy is slowly rebounding there from the lockdowns and all that jazz. So it looks like that's up 16%. Not bad for Greater China there. Gross margin for Q4 was 43.6%. Not bad there. But maybe a reason why the stock is falling, their price target got cut cut by Jefferies and JP Morgan down to 140 to about 142 bucks. Maybe that's a reason why the stock's falling here, but bulls are fighting at about 108, 110, and we're trying to break out of that 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart here, guys. Which will we do it? I don't know. Time will tell. My alert's at 115. Let's see if that breaks. If it does, guys, that's where I might consider trading Nike at that point. But of course, we have to be patient with that. So the next one is Micron, ticker symbol MU, which is down 2% today, and it's down even more from when the company reported earnings, not yesterday, but the day before. You guys can see it hit 70 bucks that day, and now we're at $63. So it's down around 11, almost 12% in the past 2 days. And let me actually see what's going on here with their numbers. Hopefully we can see it here. It looks like they did adjusted EPS of negative $1.43 versus negative $1.58, so they beat on that, and they beat on sales, $3.75 billion versus $3.65 billion expected. And if you guys didn't know, I mean, last year, guys, they did over $8 billion of revenue in that same quarter, so year over year, they're not looking good at all, down over 50% on revenue and EPS. I think they were profitable last year, so these businesses, guys, are obviously very cyclical, and now it's getting destroyed, and we'll see when it starts bouncing back. I'm not sure, but overall, that is what's going on. And let me see what guidance is looking like. They see Q4 adjusted EPS of negative $1.26 and negative $1.12 versus negative $1.06, so that's actually under the estimate. That's not good. And revenue 3.7 to 4.1 billion versus almost 9 billion expected, so kind of right in line there on the revenue estimate. But guys, look, this thing's been taking a beating, down 2% today. It was down 9% yesterday, and we're right at a big support on the 4-hour chart, right at the bottom of this channel. Will we hold? Will we not? I don't know. Time will tell, guys. But I'm watching here in the low 60s very closely on Micron. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Hit that like button. Feel free to subscribe as well, and don't forget to get up to 17 free stocks for Moomoo, guys. Today's the last day. Use that link down below, or go to stosserfest.com/Moomoo. Open up your account, fund it with at least $100. You get a free share of C3AI, which is right around 35-40 bucks, and 5 more stocks, each up to 2,000 bucks. And fund your account with at least $1,000. You get 10 more stocks, totaling 16 stocks, and fund it with at least $5,000, guys. On top of those 16 stocks, you also get another free share of either Tesla stock or Google, guaranteed. And again, today's the last day, guys. The clock is ticking, so use that link down below. And of course, that is an affiliate link. I appreciate you guys as always. And with that being said, cheers. I'll catch you in the next one.